Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. So this morning I want to chat with you guys about um marriage, love, life, and the process of getting ready for what you said that you wanted. And today I think I want to make this kind of a unisex video where it's for men to be reflective and where it's for women to be discerning and attentive. Okay, so the men, you will can be reflective of what it looks like and what it feels like for a woman in this situation, and for men, for women, you can be discerning as to whether or not you see these particular characteristics. And I want to talk about the characteristics of, is he controlling or is he a covering? All right. Is he being controlling in a relationship, especially one that you're looking at leading to marriage? Or is he doing what would be considered a covering? And I want to talk about the fact that they both run parallel. They're right in there together. But one is going to be, there's going to be a couple of things that's going to make a big difference. And one of the things that I kind of gave thought to, because as a middle-aged woman, you kind of already are established in what it is that you have going on in your life. So when you start talking about marriage, you have to really think about the order of God does not change based upon our age. So typically, yes, people get married when they're younger. The order of God did not change because some of us have gone through a divorce and now we're getting ready to get married again. So the order of God is still going to be that the man is the head of the household and that the woman is under his leadership, and that then the children are under the leadership of the woman. There is a hierarchy that is there. There is a purpose for that. And there is a structural foundation that God intended for the man to be able to carry those weights that go along with that. And I'm not going to get into that in this video. But just this morning, I was giving some thought to just conversation with some guys and some things that have been said. And I just want people to know that, women can feel the difference when it's a controlling situation versus when it is a covering situation. And the thing is, most men are not really going to put in covering unless that's a woman that he's ready to make an investment in. So I want to talk about certain things. Like I was putting on, and I'm just going to tell y'all what kind of drew me to it. I was putting on some jeans this morning, and when I put the jeans on, I said, man, I think I've gained a few pounds, because over the holidays, I think that maybe I picked up a couple of pounds that I had lost. So I'm the same size that I was, but I had maybe lost about 10 pounds, and then I think I gained back about 8. And so nothing really changed, but maybe my weight shifted in the way that the jeans are fitting. And so, I was like, okay, am I going to wear these jeans? Am I going to take them off? Am I going to wear these jeans? Am I going to take them off? And then I thought to myself, how would I feel if I had a husband? Like, what would he say? What would be his thoughts about those jeans? Do I feel like they're too tight? Now, really, I don't wear tight clothes. Like some clothes I see people in, I'm like, I don't know how you breathing in that. And that's just for me, my own personal thought process. See, but I thought about, what if my husband said, baby, you gained a few pounds, you're a little thicker in them. I like your thickness, but I don't really want you to wear those. How would I feel about that? What would be my response to him in reference to that? How would I respond to him asking me not to wear those jeans? Would I see that as him being controlling, or would I see that as him being protective and a covering? And I say that because you guys know I did a video, and I'm going to do another video. I did a video kind of talking about a healthy woman and how she sees a man. By me coming from a family of very masculine men, there are certain things that when it's said to me, it don't really bother me because I've heard that a lot. And when I say that, like my uncle is getting ready to turn 90 years old, and we're getting ready to have a big birthday party for him. So we've been talking back and forth with some of my cousins and stuff. Well, my guy cousins, when I see them, I already know they're gonna be like, "Girl, where you at? Look at that. There go my cousin." Like my cousins are gonna dote on me like I dote on them. I think they're very handsome guys. They're good guys. They're people that you want to be around. They're fun. And, we're going to have a good time laughing and talking. But, say like if I had on some jeans that they felt like were too tight, my cousins would be like, "Hey, don't put them on no more because you about to kill the whole world," or something like that. And we're close enough that the brothers, that they'll be like, "No, don't wear them out in the street," and not just me. They'll tell that to all of us, the women in the family. So I'm saying that to say that, even if it was a serious thing, they would pull the woman to the side and be like, "Hey, cuz, like that dress just not appropriate," or something like that. So as far as it pertains to a man saying something like that to me, it doesn't bother me as much as it might bother a woman who may feel like a man is trying to tell her what to do. The thing is also that has a lot to do with her own self-confidence. One of the things that I look at is many women who feel like they have to display their body in every way. So for instance, I might wear a dress that's fitted to my body. I got on a Spanx and it's nice looking, but you're going to kind of be able to pull that dress. It's going to have some stretch to it that it's not just laying on me so tight that I can't move. I have some dresses that I bought back maybe last year, and I bought them when I went in the store. I tried them on, and I could tell, hey, the dress too tight. It's a little bit much. But if I lose 10 or 15 pounds, this one's going to fit just right. So I knew I was on this weight loss journey, and really not weight loss journey, but just trying to be healthier and trying to meet a particular weight. So I bought the dresses. Every now and then I pull those dresses out and I put them on and I try them on. I move around in the bathroom. I see whether or not it's showing a panty line. And if it is, I'm like, nope, it's still too tight. Nope, this still ain't gonna work. Nope, this not gonna work. Now, after I've done that for about a year or so, if that dress still is too tight, I'm getting ready to put that in a container and take that to the women's shelter, or I'm gonna give it to one of my mentees or somebody that's smaller than me. In other words, I self-regulate myself in that area. When you are confident enough to self-regulate yourself, it helps then when you meet a mate that is compatible with you. Because then you going like for me, I like to dress up for my mate. I like to try on stuff and be like, "Baby, what you think about this? You think this one, how you think this fit? You think this too tight? Is this too bright?" Da, 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 da. Like he gonna get a whole fashion show, and that's just because that's what I like to do. Does that mean that he's gonna tell me what to wear? No. But I think that it's important that you build that type of bond, and it also helps to sharpen your ability to get to know each other, to get that intertwine, that you know that that person has your back. So there are some things that even men can't see that a woman can. But when it comes to a man that is caring for you and he loves you, he's going to want to make sure that you are covered in that area. He's going to say, "No, that shirt too short. No, you can't have your belly out." At my school, these girls, at the age that they are, I have never seen so many young ladies that are so willing to show their bodies to everybody. They want everybody to see that they got a belly ring. They want everybody to see that their stomach is out. And I'm talking about these right here. Like, at least when I was in school, we had six packs. If I was going to do that, I was an athlete. So I was constantly working out. My arms and everything were fit. And so if I was going to put on a shirt like that, I wasn't even comfortable enough showing my body that way. Like, it just had never been an exploited. I think that's the word I'm looking for. I feel like the young ladies have been exploited so much that they don't even leave a mystery to the man anymore. My mother used to tell us, let him wonder what's under your dress. Let him try to figure out what's up under there. Don't just show him everything. And we are not teaching that to our children. Yes, we can wear whatever we want to wear. We can. Y'all know I did that video a little while back about the dress. But I want to make sure that people understand that some men are not trying to be controlling, but they are looking at being a covering. And that is a different type man. He is going to function differently if he's looking at you being something to him long term. That is the part that we have to look at. Now, does that mean that he just automatically walk in and get to tell you that? No, that doesn't. That means that it's a conversation that takes place at this age and bracket in our life. At this stage, no, we got to talk that through. And there going to be sometimes it's going to be like, baby, this time I'm finna wear this dress. Like, I've been preparing for this. I thought that I'm going to put this on. I'm going to wear it. But in the other times, it might be, okay, sweetie, you feel that kind of way about the jeans. All right, let's look at some other jeans that you do like. So I'm saying that, ladies, so that you can understand that a man that is interested in you long term, he is not going to be controlling, but he is going to give a covering. And I'm telling you that because recently in that process of me going through the dating process, I met some guys that, in my opinion, they were controlling. And in their controlling, and that was from their own insecurities. So in their controlling, it made me say, this ain't going to work for me. Because there are some things that I can honestly say, I'm okay with my husband saying, baby, I want you to do it like this, or you handle it like that, or do it like this. I'm good with that. But I don't need you to think for me. You can ask me, because there is a brain in this pretty head. It's a brain up in there. Yes. No, some of y'all got some, yeah, you got to do all the thinking for her. You got to do all the thinking for him. I'm not going to just put it on the ladies. You know, sometimes he might be tall, dark, and handsome. And yeah, that short bus was picking up, okay, every day. But anyway, that was a Steve Harvey moment right there for me. But I'm saying that you want somebody that you can have that looks out for your better interests. And you don't want to be in a position where you feel controlled, but you do want to feel covered. And there is a difference between the two. And when you use the spirit of discernment, that's why I said for men, this is a moment of reflection. You want to look at yourself, men, and say, am I trying to control her, or am I trying to make sure I cover her? And if you are a man that is offering covering, you need to make sure you sit down and you communicate that. Make sure that she understands your heart posture, and that she understands that, baby, the only reason that I'm telling you this is because I'm a man and this is what I see. This is what I know we talk about in the barbershop. This is how men operate. So this is what I want you to understand that I'm trying to protect. And it's no different from when I talked about, my position walking in abstinence. I don't see that as me withholding something from many men. I see that as me protecting what belongs to only my husband. And had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and we can beg to differ. That's fine with me. People tell me all the time, oh, you're going to be old and you're going to be by yourself. Okay. See, when you become comfortable with that, that's a heart's desire. That don't mean that my life is going to stop. My purpose is still going to come forth, whether or not the husband comes or not. The husband is an additive to what God has already called me to do. That means that when I meet him and he meets me and we connect and we do what we need to do, once that decision is made, guess what? Everything in my life is going to take off because it's already taken off. So to add him into it, that tells me that then we're going to go to a whole nother level. We just going to go quicker, faster, because we now got a partner to actually do it with. So ladies, if you feel like you are dating someone and you are seeing someone and you feel like they are being controlling, Why don't you have a conversation with him to see whether or not he's looking at you as giving you a covering? And you'll know, you'll feel the difference. A covering feels more like I'm trying to hold back and I'm protecting. Control feels like you don't have a voice in what I'm telling you to do. And there's a difference between the two. All right, y'all. I didn't want this video to be this long, but I hope that you got some nuggets from it. Are you in a situation where you are being controlling, or are you trying to be a covering? And ladies, are you in a situation where you need to discern whether or not he is being controlling or whether he's giving you covering? Get in the comments. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Give me some questions and let me know what you'd like to talk about, and I'll come back and chat with you on it. Have an awesome day, y'all. Bye.